Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the rolling hills of the countryside, there lived a little mouse named Johnny. Johnny lived with his family in a cozy nest inside a big oak tree in the town square. Every day, Johnny and his family would venture out into the town to find food and explore. Johnny loved nothing more than exploring and trying new things. One day, while out on one of their adventures, Johnny and his family stumbled upon a beautiful mansion on the outskirts of town. Intrigued, Johnny and his family decided to explore the mansion. As they made their way through the grand halls and beautiful rooms, they came across a group of humans having a fancy dinner party. Johnny and his family watched in wonder as the humans ate delicious food and drank fine wine. Johnny's stomach growled at the sight of all that delicious food, and he couldn't resist the temptation to sneak a taste. Just as Johnny was about to sneak a bite of a juicy strawberry, he was caught by one of the humans. The human, a kind and gentle lady, saw that Johnny was just a little mouse looking for a bit of food and offered him a crumb from her plate. Johnny was overjoyed at the kind gesture and gobbled up the crumb gratefully. The lady, seeing how much Johnny enjoyed the food, invited him and his family to join the party. Johnny and his family were thrilled at the invitation and spent the rest of the evening feasting and having a grand old time. As the night drew to a close, Johnny and his family reluctantly said goodbye to their new human friends and headed back to their nest in the oak tree. Johnny couldn't stop talking about his adventures at the mansion and how much fun he had. The next day, Johnny and his family decided to visit the mansion again. This time, they brought some of their friends along to join in the fun. As the days went by, Johnny and his family spent more and more time at the mansion, enjoying the delicious food and the company of their human friends. Soon, Johnny found himself spending more time at the mansion than at his nest in the oak tree. He loved the luxurious lifestyle and the endless supply of food at the mansion. One day, Johnny's cousin Timmy, who lived in the countryside, came to visit. Timmy was a country mouse and was used to living a simple life in the fields and woods. When he saw the grandeur of the mansion and the abundance of food, he was amazed. Timmy begged Johnny to come and visit him in the countryside and see what life was like there. Johnny, who had grown accustomed to the comforts of the mansion, was hesitant at first. But eventually, he agreed to visit Timmy in the countryside. As Johnny and Timmy roamed the fields and woods, Johnny was struck by the beauty and simplicity of life in the countryside. He realized that he had been so caught up in the luxuries of the mansion that he had forgotten about the simple pleasures of life. As the sun began to set, Johnny and Timmy headed back to Timmy's cozy nest in the fields. Johnny couldn't help but feel a sense of homesickness for his own nest in the oak tree and the adventures he used to have with his family. The next morning, Johnny said goodbye to Timmy and headed back to the town. As he made his way back to the mansion, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had been missing out on something important. When Johnny arrived at the mansion, he realized that he no longer belonged there. He had outgrown the luxurious lifestyle and yearned for the simple pleasures of life. So, Johnny said goodbye to his human friends and returned to his nest in the oak tree. At first, Johnny struggled to adjust to life in the town again. He missed the abundance of food and the grandeur of the mansion. But as he spent more time with his family and explored the town, he began to rediscover the joys of simple living. Johnny learned that true happiness doesn't come from material possessions or luxurious lifestyles, but from the love and companionship of family and friends. And so, Johnny lived happily ever after, cherishing the simple pleasures of life and the adventures that came with them.